How's it going, everybody? 3 days. 3 days till King of the Table, and 3 days till my super match. It's a left-handed super match against Boyan, a guy that I used to train with at the Edinburgh Hot Club. My left is so strong right now. It's so fucking strong. If he tries to hook me, he's getting open like a can of worms. If he tries to top roll me, he's going to get open like a can of worms. It's going to be a bad day. It's going to be a bad day. Um, yeah, really excited for the CSAL. We've got quite a few awesome cards. My brother's going up against Kieran Morrison, ranked Scottish opponent. He's pulled Uncle John. He's pulled a bunch of guys. He's going up against him left-handed. So I'm looking forward to that. There's James Stewart is also fighting, a guy called Sasha. There's also Sean Patterson there against Dachi. That'll be an awesome match as well. Really looking forward to that. And then there's also 3 days till King of the Table. I'm going to quickly go over my King of the Table predictions right now. So if you've got any money to spend, put it on these predictions. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But usually I'm pretty good with these. So I will say this. Who have we got? So Eddie Hall, Brian Shaw. Gonna have to go with the general population here and say that Brian Shaw is going to beat him. Eddie has been looking better. Don't get me wrong. Like I made a video earlier and I had to delete it because I thought, fuck, you know what? After seeing Eddie for a while, he's moving a lot better. But he should be moving a lot better, right? He should be moving better. I really hope Eddie wins. I think it'd be so cool if Eddie beats Bryan. I'd get to stick it in Devon and Auden's face as well for calling us Brits a bunch of inbreds. So that would be great. I'd love to see Eddie fucking sweep the floor, but I think it's going to be really, really difficult. Bryan's hand's just going to be too much, and it's going to be very difficult to get out of that lane. We've got Jerry Levan, of course. I suppose that's more the headliner event for people that watch arm wrestling. You know, I think it's pretty fucking obvious that Levan's going to steamroll him. Can you imagine if Jerry wins? I mean, if Jerry wins, I would love to see Jerry win. Okay, I'm rooting for Jerry through and fucking through. I love Jerry. I think he's brilliant, and I met him in person. He's a really nice guy, and I really got along with him. But Levan's a big task, man. You know, I think this is more of like a Dave Chaffe Levan match. You know, everyone said, "Oh, Dave's got the power for it. If anyone's got the power for it, it's going to be Dave." And now I know Dave was injured. And I know this is a very stylistically different matchup, but Levan's not a stupid arm wrestler. He's been training to go inside. He'll just fucking rip that shoulder in. He'll get there first. Just like Devon, you know. If you watch that match with Jerry, it's going to be the same idea. Levan's going to go forward with his shoulder, and he's just going to shut that lane down. And I don't think he's going to let Jerry get into his lane. Maybe he does. Maybe he allows Jerry to get there. And maybe he just rips through it anyway, okay? But I don't really see a world where Jerry wins this match. I really don't. Do I see a world where he maybe gets a pin? Maybe. But he's going to have to be quick, you know, and he's going to have to set his position. And if he sets his position, don't get me wrong, that's going to be trouble. That is going to be trouble. So we'll see. We will see. But yeah, my money's on Levan, of course. Next, we've got obviously Dave Chaffe and Gabor. Don't really know much about this guy. I know he's a WAF World Champion. He's only 20 years old. He looks really cool, looks really solid. Yeah, looks really good, but this is his first time going up against like a super ranked East versus West level, world level opponent. Dave's going to win this. Dave's looking really healthy. He's looking really big, and I think from speaking to a few people that know him, his injuries are getting a lot better. His neck's feeling a lot better, and his shoulders feeling a lot better as well. So, got to put money on Dave. Barbora and Gabby. Listen, it's the same thing. Barbora is the same as Levan, okay? This is the rematch, don't get me wrong. Gabby did really well last time, really, really well. And this is probably, I think, like Coach Ray was saying, the unrecognized, the GOAT, right? This is for the GOAT status of female armor. So this is for the greatest of all time. If Barbora beats her, there is not going to be anyone in the female category that's going to beat Barbora for a long, long time. I think it's going to be like... And she's young as well, right? That's the thing. She's young. Like, she's in her 20s, right? She's like early 20s. So, listen, this motherfucker's going to rip for the next 5-10 years. Easily. Unless we get another total super freak that comes along and fucking beats her. But I just don't see it happening. I think Barbora has improved a lot technically from the last matches I've watched her in, and I think she's improved a lot just in power as well. She's just really dominant. I really enjoy watching her pull. As much as Gabby, I love Gabby, and I'd be rooting for the underdog. You got to root for the underdog. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Okay, it's not gonna happen. Barbora's gonna win this, but obviously we got to root for the underdogs. Next one that comes to mind, personally, probably my favorite, and most likely going to be the best battle. Paul Linen versus Krasimir Kostadov. Yeah, this is going to be a good match. I think Paul Lin's going to take it. I really do. I think he's super dialed in right now, like super dialed in. All the posts I've seen of him, I've been watching a lot of the interviews that he's been doing. Paul Lin's usually super on point with his predictions as well, from what I've seen. I agree with a lot of stuff that he says, and a lot of the predictions that he usually gives. So, yeah, I think Paul Lin's going to take this one. If you haven't already, head over to Per Law's channel. I'll link it in the description. He's got some really awesome content with Paul recently, and I really enjoy watching those interviews and those podcasts because Per does a great job and he's a good friend of mine. So next we've got Lachlan Adair and Lars. I don't know where this match has come from. I really don't. I feel like Lars has always been there. He's always been in the background, okay? And at some points he was really, really good. He's come from a strongman background. And he got really, really good, and then he kind of dropped off for a while. And now then he came back, weirdly, kind of came back. Went against some really hard, really good opponents, Michael and stuff included. And now he's kind of fallen off again. And I'm not saying his fault that Lachlan's a joke. That's not what's happening here. But weight class wise, like, Lachlan's put on a lot of weight for this, throughout the years of pulling, obviously. Throughout the years of pulling, we've seen him just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Lars has been a big dude for fucking ages. I struggle to see where Lachlan holds Lars's press. I really do. I don't think Lars will be on the B side of that table very much. I really don't. I don't think we're going to see Lars get into his King's move, set his King's move. I think we're just going to see Lars dive in with that shoulder, and we're going to have to see us sort of Lachlan struggling there on the bicep. And I think that's going to be a victory, a relatively dominant victory, through Lars. I'm just ripping up the final card here because I'm just doing this off the top of my head. Okay, who else have we got? Okay, we've got we've got Corey West and Tobias. This is another one that I'm really looking forward to, actually. This is going to be great. I really like that Corey's really putting in the effort now. Obviously, this is left-handed. I think Tobias is just, his hand and his top roll is going to be a bit much. Although, a lot of people thought this with Travis, and I was there. Travis got badly beaten. Like, it was bad. So that's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough one for Corey to contain, I think. I can say that if it gets sucked into a hook, Tobias is not going to win that match. But I don't think it is. I think Corey's hand's going to go, and I think Tobias is just going to fucking pop over the top. Who else we got here? We have Matt Mask and Marcio Barbosa. Now, honestly, Barbosa is also one of those guys that's just always been there as well. Jesus Christ, sorry. He's always been there, always been an awesome puller. I've watched him pull a long time, like since early WAL days, and I really enjoy his style pulling. I think it's awesome for sort of shorter guys that don't have the leverage, and don't have that sort of, like, he's got a lot of top end, right? He's got a lot of top end, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing him trying to contain. I think we're going to see the same sort of containment as Kalyachenko. versus Matt Mask. We're going to see that sort of posting up, like super posted, just pulling everything back, Brad Grande style. That's going to be wicked. That's going to be absolutely, absolutely awesome. And I can tell you now that Matt Mask is going to beat him, right? Okay, you need to think about it. We've got Rustam Babayev versus Sandra Shedis. Now this is going to be an interesting one, man. Like Sanders is another one of those guys. Kind of came out of nowhere after winning WAF. Like was really fucking impressive, right? Like really impressive. And then kind of started taking a bunch of losses recently. From what I've seen him in, like can still hang, but like, I just haven't seen him go up against a ranked opponent, like a big ranked opponent in a long time. So I don't think that Rustam, on the other hand, competed at last EAL. Sorry, East versus West. It's a different thing entirely. That's a competition I'll be at next weekend, the Scottish Open tournament. So I'll keep you posted about that. But Rustam, yeah, I saw pool East versus West 14, 15. Maybe I'm getting this wrong. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he was there. I'm pretty sure he's pulling, and he did win that last match. But I also might be completely tripping. Now this is interesting because I believe this is the right hand, and is he pulling? He's pulling up a weight class, or because I don't remember him being 105 kilos. So yeah, it's going to be tough, man. This is going to be an interesting match. I like them both. I think they're both really cool opponents. But I do think Rustam's going to take this one. I do think he's going to take this. This will be an interesting match, though. This is another one that I'm a little bit more hazy on. And then, obviously, we've got our final match. I can't actually remember the second dude's name. Let me try and pick it up here. See if it's in the tagged, because I cannot find it. It's quite difficult to find the actual opponent sometimes. Obviously, Kevin Palco, who I also met as well, and he's great. Like really nice guy, super into arm wrestling. His channel's great as well. If you ever fancy looking at a new channel, new content, he does a lot of sort of street pulling. He is only a little dude. He's not a massive guy. He's only, I would say, 5'8", 5'9" max, and yeah, that's. I don't really know. I can't remember who the other guy is. I do apologize. And it doesn't say anywhere on the East versus West, which you'd think it would. But anyway, I'm rooting for my boy Kevin. It's got to be. Obviously, North American West. I want the majority of the West guys to win. I think that would be awesome. I want Jerry to win. Bryan, not this time. Not this time. It's got to be Homeland. Bryan. So Jerry, Eddie, Rustam. I'm afraid. I want Sanders to win that. I want Dave to win. I want Gabby to win. I'd love to see Lachlan win. Matt is gonna win. Okay. Corey, difficult. Paulin, I want him to win, and Kevin as well. So a lot of the West guys, I want to see pool, and I want to see come through. But yeah, so there's some really cool matches here. And this is probably the best King of the Table that there's been. A lot of the time, King of the Table kind of fuck it up with matches and their mismatches. Sometimes, there's nothing more disappointing. There's nothing more disappointing in the world than buying a card and sitting there for 5 hours and watching really shitty arm wrestling because it's just really dominant. And you could love these opponents, don't get me wrong, you could fucking love these opponents. But if it's that dominant, it's basically shit, right? No one wants to see someone just steamroll them 3 times and that's it. And then the next competitor comes out and they steamroll them 3 times. It's like, okay, we guessed this. Like, we knew this. No one wants to see that shit. So this card, there is definitely a lot more challenge in this card. And I like that. I like having arm wrestling, which sort of puts you on the edge of your seat and makes you go, fucking hell, this is a really good match. I love this match. I want to watch more of it. Or I want to watch more of these competitors. And now it gives you a level. It gives you a lot more of a level to think, okay, so we can rank this person here, we can rank this person here. I don't really know what's in this for Dave right now. I wouldn't say it's a lose-lose because this guy seems obviously really strong, but like, you know, we don't really know who this guy is. He's not been at East vs West. He's not been at King of the Table, Gabor. So don't really know what's going on there. But honestly, the most exciting match that I'm most excited for is Paul Lynn and Krasi and Barbora with Gabby. That's gotta be, right? It's gotta be. Anyway, tell me guys what you think in the description or in the comments. Sorry. I think it's gonna be a wicked little card, and I've already bought it, so always repping. I will be competing, so I'll also be taking footage as well on the 14th. Sorry, is that right? Yeah, the 14th, which is on Saturday, and be ready to see your boy absolutely fucking crush on this left hand. Yeah, it's gonna be a real bad day. I'm feeling so fucking strong. Anyway, we'll be taking a lot of footage, and I'll be posting the official results and the official highlights and stuff like that on Instagram. Make sure you follow that, and also on this page on the YouTube. Anyway, stay massive, everyone.